but in 2010, if I'm correct, at the age of seven, you had a near death experience and you were like unable to breathe, talk, or move normally for 2 months, and you had to like stay in the hospital for 2 years. Was that correct?
That's correct. Yeah.
So tell me more about that, and how did it like change for you, like in a way?
Oh, yeah. So I was in the hospital because I had encephalitis. That's something that goes on in your brain. It clogs your brain up. So right now, I lost like half of my, maybe less than half of my brain, but I'm fine. I'm well. But yeah, I was in the hospital for 2 years. Just had to do a bunch of checkups. I stayed there for obviously 2 years, which is a long time, and I was in coma for 2 months. Um, and then I had a breathing tube because I couldn't breathe properly. It was like a feeding tube as well, and I was in the wheelchair. I had to learn to walk again. I had to learn to talk, and it changed my life because I used to have a lot of friends back when I was younger, and everything was, I would say, normal. Even though I am normal now, but I lost pretty much all my friends at that time. I got picked on by all of them. I went back to school. I got picked on by a bunch of, I would say, so-called my friends, that I guess weren't really my friends because now they picked on me for just because I was in the hospital. They used to spread rumors about me. They used to threaten me with what happened to me. They used to like say death threats and all of these things to me, and then they used to go around bullying me, picking on me, going behind my back, and all that. And so now I don't call them as friends. Now I have honestly one real friend. That's my friend that I meet up with all the time. So it's different now because I don't have too many friends. I just have more like acquaintances that I talk to. But I mean, yeah. So I mean, that's how it pretty much changed. After that period of time.
Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
definitely know what you mean, man. And I definitely see that you've grown from this, like for the better. And it's amazing to see like how your journey like became like interesting in that sense too. And like just like even being like in that hospital for a bit too, like being at like those four like gray walls, like in that sense too. Did it like kind of like deteriorate you like mental health wise and all that? Like just being in a hospital, like eating like the same food, like that they provide, and just seeing that, like I don't know, like how life can be like predicting, like in that sense too.
No, I was cool. I mean, my parents, they quit their jobs for me, obviously to be in the hospital to take care of me, make sure I was okay. So they used to stay there overnight. They used to take me out once in a while, and so I got a variety of foods, but they used to make sure I was okay, so I didn't get the same things all the time. So I was good.
Yeah, true.
Yeah, so it was good.
And like being a hospital kid, like what have you like experienced that others might not like experience, like in that sense too, like even like throughout that 2 years, because being in a hospital for 2 years, it's like pretty like interesting too, because that's kind of like a good like chunk of your like life, like in that sense and all that.
Yeah, no, that's true. I mean, so for me, I I almost lost my life at the age of 7, and it was really scary because I actually had doctors coming up to me and my parents, and even when I was awake, but also mostly it was in coma, but my parents kept telling me that doctors and nurses were telling me that to my parents that your son wasn't gonna make it, and I almost lost my life, and it was really scary because it was at a young age. I was 7, so I mean, it's really scary. And the thing is, also, I made friends in the hospital, and I actually saw them lose their own life, and they were right beside me, and I used to see that. So it was a traumatizing experience, and it's a lot to even like talk about
Yeah,
at a time now,
yeah,
and even yeah,
yeah, I don't
but
know.
yeah.
I mean, just to like kind of like close off like that whole like sequence, like did it make you feel like stronger, like in a sense, and did it guide you to a path where it helped you for like the better to like move forward, like in that sense?
Of course. I mean, I'm doing music now, honestly, because I almost lost the ability to talk, and I had a lot of people tell me, to my parents, your son was never going to be able to talk again. There was a slight chance of me even making it in a chance, and just doing it now, I could actually use my voice, for the better of it to like, every time, every day when I wanted to say how I feel, I could do it in a song. I put my feelings in a song, and I want to do it so I could like also tell people like there is a way to to express how you feel no matter what the outcome is, and you should never give up because I could have just given up at that point and I could have said, you know what, I'm done. Just I don't want anything to do anymore. But I kept going and so I just want to like show
Yeah.
others that,
Yeah. No, I know what you mean, man. And getting like as you mentioned, like you were like bullied from like that time period. Just like a lot of people, like fake friends and all the other type of stuff like happening like in that sense too. From that time versus now, like how did you deal with like bullies and like bullying in general? Like I think like before, like was it like tough for you like before as opposed to now where you just kind of like ignore it and move forward like on that sense?
yeah, honestly, I don't really get I wouldn't say get picked on by a lot of people right now because I'm out of high school. I got picked on mostly at school, like high school, elementary school, and all that stuff, preschool. But yeah, honestly, whenever I encounter a bully, all I do is really just, try to escalate the situation. I don't try to care as much, but as well, I don't try to instigate if we ever get into a fight or an altercation, because I don't want anything to happen. But
Yeah.
I mean, I try my best just to not let that situation even happen.